we were always fighting and, fighting tooth and nail, and we'd just scrape in or something into finals, and then we'd end up fourth, and, we'd walk away with a big paint bill, $1,000 paint bill each, and it was really crushing, like demoralising, I suppose you'd say. And I almost gave up, to be honest. I'd sort of put up with that for about 2 years, and I was ready to throw in the towel.
Hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of Down Under Paintball. This week's episode 22, and we're sitting down with Mick Jones, aka Plucka. Plucka's another one of the Sydney boys, always playing up and down the East Coast, currently always in every AXL event that's in New South Wales, and all the Super 7s as well. So any event that gets put on, he's here. Plucka was the captain of Explicit until the team folded, but from the ashes has been reborn East Coast Hawks, which I think is one of the coolest team names out there. I think every paintball team should have an animal in its name. So before we get into this week's show, just again wanted to say massive shout out to all the patrons over on Patreon. If you do want to support the show directly, you can do that via patreon.com/dupaintball. And some other exciting news, Down Under Paintball's moved into a brand new studio. So you might notice that the sound's a little bit different, a little bit more echoey in here, but we are going to be having some other upgrades. So starting in the next few episodes, we're going to be moving to a video format. So when I started this show, for me, podcasts are really, really important thing. I use them quite a lot. I drive quite a lot for work, and when I'm working around the home, when I was painting the new studio that I'm in right now, that's what I listen to podcasts exclusively. So I always want them to be something that you can do whilst you're doing something else. So something you don't have to be sitting in front of a TV or sitting in front of a computer. So there's been a bit of a call out. A few people have said, why don't we do this a video version? So we're going to start doing that, because I thought as we move into these other episodes where we start covering some coaching, it might be a bit helpful. But I want to stress to everyone that this is an audio podcast, and it will always be catered to audio. So no matter what we do, we're always going to be looking to make sure that it works for people that are listening audio only. The other reason that I wanted to sort of steer away from being a video podcast is I didn't want it to limit my guests. So if someone doesn't really have like the access to a webcam or to like a decent enough phone that they want to sit down and have the video, I didn't want that to mean that they couldn't come on the show. So although we will start having video with the episodes, if someone's not up for doing it or someone's not able to do it, it doesn't mean that they won't come on the show. It just means that episode will come out as an audio only version. So with that, we are going to jump straight into this week's episode of Down Under Paintball.
Okay, I need to find paintball again.
If that's the kind of commitment you're going to give, then that's the kind of commitment I want. So I'm sticking.
You're listening to Down Under Paintball.
I mean, everybody on that team was a veteran. Everybody.
This is Will McDonald, and you're listening to Down Under Paintball.
It does make it a more interesting sport for the masses.
They are doing it better than anyone else, to be honest.
Yeah, show other women that might be interested in playing that, hey, you can go out there and you can be successful in this sport.
I've got the best seat in the house with some of the best paintball in Australia.
And you're listening to Down Under Paintball.
I don't enter into the politics. I'm not interested. I'm just trying to, grow the sport, get more people playing paintball.
I'm here this week with Mick Jones, aka Plucka. How's it going?
Good, mate. How are you?
Yeah, I'm great.
So
nice wet day today. So we needed it.
Yeah, it's absolutely bucketing down where I am. I'm kind of like living on a river at the moment, so yeah, it's very wet.
Yeah, well, where are you joining us from tonight?
I'm just at home up on the Central Coast, up at Gorokan. So yeah, it's also known as God's country. But yeah, a lot of the Central Coast boys might disagree with that, but yeah, we love it up here.
There's a lot of God's countries around the world, I think.
There is, yeah. Everyone lives in God's country.
Yeah. No, it's I guess wherever you call home.
That's it. Yeah. No, we're probably going to be moving out of here soon anyway. So the next place we go will become the new God's country.
Yeah. So are you moving closer to a paintball field?
Nah, not really. Moving about 2 minutes down the road. So.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Fair enough.
somewhere a bit drier, wet.
Yeah, I'm where I am. I was looking outside as well. Like we're on the end of my street. You're not allowed to build there because it's a floodplain. So we get a day's worth of rain and we start going under as well. So I know that feeling.
No. Yeah, it's not good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Gets all your paintball gear nice and mouldy.
Yeah. No, I just got to keep it up in the roof.
Yeah, up nice and high. That's it.
So, with COVID and everything going on, how's paintball life been for you? Have you been out playing?
Well, I have, but it has taken a massive hit, like just paintball in general, like all over the world, as everyone knows. But yeah, my experience with it is, I haven't played for probably since February, and hadn't trained, hadn't done anything, and then we heard there was a little bush ball event going ahead at Action down at Yarramundi. So yeah, jumped on that and with the bush pigs, and that was my first one back for a while, and I knew about it. I noticed I hadn't played for a while, but
that was a 10-man.
That was the 10-man, yeah, the hyperball.
Cool.
Yeah, that was good fun with the bush pigs. So yeah, but definitely noticed I hadn't played for a while because everything was very rusty and movements were slow and breaths were large. So yeah, but can't wait to get back into it properly.
Yeah, nice. Well, yeah, we've got you here. We're going to cover it a little bit later, but the charity day down at Camden as well. You played that today?
Yeah, played that one today. That was pretty much kind of the first run back on a like a speedball setup. So yeah, that was good to get into that as well. It blew off the cobwebs big time.
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. So before we dive into that, why don't we go right back to the beginning and let us know how you got into the sport?
Yeah. All right. Well, it was I owe it to my brother actually. So he was my brother. A few guys might know him. He's Davy Crockett. Everyone knows him as Crockett. So some of the newer guys wouldn't have a clue, but some of the older guys might recognise that name. But he was working for Paintball Pete down at Mount White, at Paintball Pete's at Mount White there, and he decided they were putting a tournament on. I think it was one of the AXL events. Remember those ones way back in the day? And one of his he put a little team together, and one of his boys a couple of days before the event broke his leg, so he was a man short, and he just asked me. He said, "Come down and have a go," and I was not interested at all. I didn't have the slightest bit of interest in it. I thought it was for nerds and guys that play Dungeons and Dragons and all that sort of stuff. So I was not interested at all, and then he kept at me, and I finally caved in. I said, "Yeah, all right, I'll have a go for you. I'll come down and play for you." So I did, and jumped on his team called Straight Edge. I don't know if you remember that one, Scotty.
No.
No.
I can't remember it.
Yeah. No, that was his team name. It was interesting one, but jumped on that and caught the bug, and that was it. It was game on after that. I loved it. So I just kept playing and kept travelling. Started travelling around Australia with Straight Edge.
Yeah, nice. So did you start playing Dungeons and Dragons as well?
No, I didn't start playing Dungeons and Dragons, but left that to the actual nerd. Oh, I won't say nerds, they might get offended, but yeah.
Oh,
but
I won't tell you what that I play it, but
what do you call them? What are you, the master or something?
The Dungeon Master.
The Dungeon Master. Yeah.
Yeah, it's all right. That's sweet. So yeah, Straight Edge. So you went from you said traveling the country. Was that back when the AXL were Yeah, all over the place.
Yeah, they were all over the place. So they sort of we had a team like we had 3 guys that were pretty committed, and then we grabbed another 2 guys. Like after that event, I think we might have come third or something in that event at Mount White, and so everyone was pretty excited. So we grabbed another couple of dudes that were pretty excited, and we thought we'd follow the tournament wherever it went, and the next one took us down to where was it, in Victoria? It was on the border there, Albury with Donga. And it was Moama. Yeah, Moama, that's the one. And we played a tournament there, and we ended up coming second in our division, and we were super excited about that. And that was like our second tournament. So
nice.
yeah, we were pretty keen to keep it going, but a couple of the boys, they were like 40, 45, and they were sort of just in it for a little bit of fun, and they after that one, I think that was their highest moment of their paintball careers, so they wanted to finish on a high. So we lost a few guys there, and that was actually the end of straight edge. So we played 2 tournaments, but and then I had to move on because there was no team left. So yeah, but when I say all around Australia, I mean to Mount White and then Moama. So that's as far as we went with straight edge.
Close enough.
Yeah, it was good fun. Yeah.
Nice. So where was when you found yourself without a team, how did you pick yourself up and keep moving?
Yeah. So I was left like I found we came to a tournament at. I lied actually when I said we only played 2 tournaments, because we actually went to another place called Paintball Place in Colnura, and we played there as well as straight edge, and that's where I first met a young redhead, a few people might know him, called Johnny Robber. So I saw him playing, and we were super excited to see him play, because he was good from the start, like, and we could tell that he had some potential. So we tried to recruit him, but he'd already sort of given his word to a team called Virus, I think. So he was on that team, Virus, and he didn't want to come with us, so we were a bit bummed there. But then then everything happened down at Moama, so I was left without a team, and then I hit up Johnny Robber because he'd moved on to another team called Platinum. You might remember us in semi-pro Platinum, and
definitely that was a cool team.
It was a cool team. So I kind of harassed Johnny, and he said it wasn't his team, it was Tommy Reeves' team. So Big Tommy. So I hit Tommy up and kept harassing him. I think I crashed one of their dinners after an event at Red Rooster one night. So I just rocked up there and pestered him, and I was like, "Oh, can I join your team, man? I've got no team." So eventually Tommy caved in and let me join, and jumped onto Platinum, which was a very good thing to do for me, because we ended up we played one event at Rouse Hill, and this was when it was 7-man, so it was they were travelling up and down the east coast. So you go to Sanford up at Brisbane for round 2, and then I think it was Sanford, was it?
Yep.
Yeah, Sanford up there, and then across to WA for another event, round 3 over there, and then back to Rouse Hill for round 4. So I got to jump on with the boys, and after round 1, and went up to Brisbane, and then went over to WA, and I was on Platinum, and then before we knew it, we're playing for the series in round 4 at Rouse Hill. So yeah, we were on top of the table, and ended up getting the series, getting the semi-pro series, and yeah, that was a good team to jump on.
Yeah, awesome. That's great.
Stoked with that. It's good timing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You didn't just jump on for the last round. You were there for the full season.
Well, I missed round one. So yeah, I was on there for three, three out of four
that's all
rounds. So
right. Yeah,
yeah,
75% of the effort. That's fine.
yeah, I did my part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, they were good then when you did a lot of traveling. Like you really got to, like, yeah, it would have been good to be on a new team and have to travel, whether you drove or flew. Like it was still a bit of a hike to get to Sanford and spend a lot
Yeah.
of time with the boys at the hotel and all the
Yeah.
extracurricular activities that you get up to.
Yeah, that's it. I think that's half the fun. It's yeah, spend like you go up there to play paintball, but you also go up there to hang with the boys and have a weekend away and get up to whatever we got up to. But yeah, it was yeah, I love that. That was great when we were traveling up and down and all over the place. It's just nice to play in different venues every now and again. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely a change of scenery is as they say, change is as good as a holiday.
That's it. They're not wrong. No, that's very true. We had a great time up there, so it was good. Yeah.
So what was next? Platinum continued for the next season after you guys took the series win?
No, so Platinum kind of came to we got me and Johnny actually. We got poached by your old team, the old East Coast Raiders.
Yep.
So yeah, I think you and Ian Tresidder were on that team, and then you guys were doing pretty good in the pro series, and he's got recruited into SWAT. So there was a couple of spots on the Raiders. So yeah, we jumped on the Raiders, me and Johnny, and a couple of other boys, and it was Static, Heath Colleen, and Rails, and yeah, Trez's wife. So we jumped onto that team for the next year, and that was the same thing again. We were traveling around, still the same venues. So we'd go up to Sanford and then across to WA again, and yeah, it was just like everything in having deja vu. It was just all the same again, just a different bunch of guys. So, but yeah, we were loving it. It was that was a good team as well. We made some lifelong friends on that one. I'm stoked that you guys moved on to clear some space for us there. That was nice of you.
Yeah, and then you guys beat us. I know you guys placed higher than us in our first event.
Yeah.
My first event on SWAT, my old team trounced us.
Yeah. I think that was back in the 7-man days where it was 1 point. I'm pretty sure, and it was if you lose a couple off the break, it's it's not good. You have to try and claw your way back against 7 players, and I think we might have pipped you guys, won that event, and had a good run. So yeah, that was I think we might have ended up coming second. Now that
we didn't make finals. Yeah.
Yeah, you've rejogged my memory. I think we came second to maybe Menace, was it?
Probably back then. They used to win everything.
Yeah, it was. I think it was Menace, old Matt Story's team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. People did not let me live that down.
Yeah.
That event.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, you jumped off one team and then they beat you.
Yeah. Always the way.
That's it. That was good. I'd actually forgotten about that. So thanks for reminding me about that one, mate. Good.
Yeah, no worries.
Yeah.
Anytime.
Good stuff.
Yeah, and it is unfortunately what sort of happens with the semi-pro teams is there comes that decision where you've either got to move up pretty quickly or players do start getting poached and getting into pro teams.
Yeah.
Unfortunate for Platinum as we used to call them.
Yeah, well that's it. That's exactly what happened. It's you see it all over the place now. It's like it's just happened last year with one of the Eskimo teams. The team they won. I think they won 4 out of 4 events, which has never been done before. So, and now they've all been poached, and that team's doesn't exist anymore. So, yeah, it happens. Happens to the good teams, which is a bit unfortunate. It's a 2-edged sword. But yeah, it is what it is.
you've got I think the Marauders are the team that played it pretty well. Like they just, as soon as they started getting some success, they just jumped.
Yeah,
it's harder
bring
to
the
get
whole
pinched
team.
if you're on a pro team.
That's it. Yeah, bring your whole team up and keep them together.
Yeah. So speaking of keeping together, did you guys stay together as the East Coast Raiders?
So yeah, we stayed together for a little bit, and then I think what did we do? We might have gone around for 2 years, I think. So it's I'm trying to rack my brain. I've cooked a few brain cells since then, so I'm trying to remember. But I think we went round for 2 years, and then we lost a few players, which sucked because I loved that team, but. All the guys on it was you'd call them brothers, but I suppose any team you do that. But yeah, these guys were bloody legends, so that's kind of sucked that the team fell apart. But me and Johnny Robber seemed to stick together like glue, and we moved on to. We'd been playing for the X Fighters actually together as well in the AXL series. So yeah, we jumped on them because they decided to come over to play the Super Sevens. So yeah, that was lucky. We had a team already playing like together, and then our sevens team went astray. So and then the X Fighters came over to sevens. So we didn't miss out on any rounds. We just got a new team and straight into it. So that was good for us.
Yeah, the X Fighters was a good team, being the MacDev factory team for a few years there as well. So, some good backing there.
That was good. That was we got some nice guns sort of handed our way, and it's pretty handy to have the old MacDev factory like 20 minutes down the road. So if anything goes wrong, you just get James or Burke to sort it out for you, and if they couldn't sort it out, they'd just give you a new gun, which was awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. So that was with Sus was the captain then, or
still
running the show. Yeah.
Well, Sus was the voice. He was the voice, but I think you'd call Kaiser the captain.
Oh, so, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, Kai Harris. He was the captain. The sort of led us around the park, but yeah, we had Sus, which was the voice, and Louis. So I don't know if you remember Louis Saliba.
Yeah, no, yeah. I haven't spoken to him in years, but yeah, he was always him and Sus together with the X Fighters.
That's it.
The original, yeah.
Yeah, that's the two boys. Him and Louis and Sus, and then there was Kaiser, myself, Johnny Robber, Jono Coffee, and Marco Pellegrino. There were some boys from down Victoria way. So yeah, they still. I think they still play every now and again, but yeah, not really as often as they were before. But yeah, that was a solid team we had there, and we had Edda, old Luke Henry. He was kind of coaching us. So yeah, I can't remember actually losing an AXL event with that team. So yeah, there might have been one there that we lost to Wasp Gold. I think it was a team out of WA. It's kind of one of the teams they sent a couple of teams over, but yeah, since I think SWAT they stopped playing the AXL events. So we had sort of the competition, the level of competition dropped a bit after you guys left, and then we were top dogs for a long time there, which was awesome. Yeah. But then what did we do after that? We started to play the sevens events, and we sort of realised we weren't actually as top dog as we thought, so started getting our shit pushed in a bit by some of the sevens teams, and SWAT being one of them. So yeah, that was a bit of a reality check for us. So yeah, but it was good to still play two different events, like the 7-man and the AXL 5-man. So yeah, we
Yeah,
were
no,
loving
that's
it
it.
at the time.
It's as much paintball as you can play when that's going on. It's good.
That's it. Yeah. When you're single, you can get away with it. Bit harder when you've got a wife and kid, but yeah, we still try.
Yeah. No, yeah, I do remember those days. You could get away with a lot.
Yeah, you could. Yeah, the trips away were a lot easier to get permission for when you only had to ask yourself.
Yeah. Yeah. The only thing you had to do was get time off work, and that was
That's it. Yeah, a couple of days, a Thursday and a Friday, and away you go. Yeah.
Yeah. So is that mainly, were you just sort of focused on those events, the AXL and the Super Sevens, or were you traveling around to other things?
Nah, so I never actually played like an event outside of Australia, which really sucks because yeah, I've always wanted to play like over in Asia, over in Thailand or something, where the World Cup over there. That would have been nice to go and do one of those, but yeah, I never actually got to do it, which sucks a lot. But yeah, I stuck to the old homegrown Aussie tournaments and just played as many of those as I could. But yeah, it would have been nice to go abroad.
Oh, you probably have more money for paint.
Yeah,
Save
well,
it on the
that's it.
flight.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, well, it's still, you can always pitch it to the missus that you can pick up like an event that has a really good hotel nearby or something. You can go a bit of shopping or something like that.
That's it. I've got to get one in before I stop playing, I think. So I've just got to sell it correctly. But yeah, I used to be a bike salesman, so I think I can manage that. So we'll see how we go. She's never been over to Asia, so when we're allowed to travel again, that might be on the cards.
Yeah, no, it's good fun over there. It's just so different. Yeah, and again, like it's, like you said earlier, it's just playing it somewhere different, a different field. It's all new things to work out. You don't know where everything is, like where you got to go and get paint or where the nearest shop is and all that kind of stuff. So it's all a learning experience.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. Sounds awesome. I have to definitely have to put that on the bucket list.
Oh, if anyone's listening and they've got some ideas of some events to play, they can send them our way.
Yeah, for sure.
See
if we can put a little dream team together for one last hurrah.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. Sounds good.
I'll be there in spirit.
Yeah. Yeah. You'll do the podcast when we come back.
Yeah, that's it. You guys can tell me all about it.
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah, nice. So obviously the X Fighters went around forever. They eventually did fold.
Yep.
What was next on the cards after that?
So after that, what happened then? I've got to try and think back again. I think what happened then was Chris Bell. He gave me a call up and he was like because he was playing for Explicit at the time and a few of his boys were leaving the team as well. Some of them were chasing the sun around the world. So he had I think he had maybe 2 guys left on the team. So he rang us up and once again, old Johnny Robber came with me again, or I came with Johnny Robber. So we were together again, and Crispy built this team and got a few pretty solid players on it. So it was me, Johnny Robber, Jake Spencer, the Fred, Troy and Matt Frederick, the twins.
Yeah.
Crispy and Macca. And
wow.
So we
That's
had
a good lineup.
It is a good lineup. Yeah, we had a really good team there. And he said, "Oh, come over. I've got this sponsorship with Dye." And like I'd always shot Mac Dev. I'd sort of never really. I think I had an E-Tech for a little bit there, but always Mac Dev, just because that's X Fighters. That's what I had. And then he said, "Oh yeah, give us give us this amount of money and I'll get you a gun, goggles, hopper, jerseys, pants, pads, everything. So we were like, oh, that sounds all right. So sure enough, we jumped on and that was we got that team, and then we decided to jump into the sevens as a team. But it had just changed to a 5-man event then. So they ditched the 7-man and we were going to do the 5-man race to 4, I think it was, back then. So yeah, we jumped on that and started having a bit of success. I think we played a full season with that squad, and we got it was us and SWAT, which were the top two, and we kept going back and forth. I think by the end of that season we ended up with 1 first place and 3 second places, and you guys ended up with 2 first places, a second and a third. So he's beat us by like 2 championship points.
Oh wow!
And and we were pretty excited considering it was our first season together. So yeah, we were excited and getting G'd up for the next season to come round, and then a bit of a bomb got dropped on us. Old Macca had been working his magic in the background, and he sort of got a few players from. He sort of picked the best players out of a couple of teams and ended up putting Envious together. And he took himself, Johnny Robber, and Jake Spencer from our team, from Explicit. So that was the end of me and Johnny Robber's run together, which was sad. That was a very sad day for me. If Johnny listens to this, it cuts me deep when he left me, but
yeah,
I'll get over it one day. But
well, how did that conversation go down as a team? Was it something that happened with everyone there?
Nah, not at all. So I was sitting at home one day and I got a message from Crispy, and it just said I think I can't remember exactly what it said, but it said something along the lines of Macca's forming a super team and he's taken half the boys with him. And so I rang Chris straight away and I said, what are you talking about, man? What the hell's going on? And he goes, oh, I think there's some super team getting formed and yeah, we're not invited. So instantly, I said, oh, who's he taking? And he said, oh, he's taken Johnny Robber and Jake Spencer. So I was like straight on the phone to Johnny. And rang Johnny up and I said, what's going on, mate? I hear there's some super team getting formed, and he was like, he's a real humble guy, as you know. So he's sort of, he didn't want to upset me, I don't think. But he's like, oh yeah, man, I'm so sorry, but I've been offered this thing, and I think it's the best thing to do for my paintball career. And sure enough, history speaks for itself, and as we all know how Envious went. So yeah, that was a bit heartbreaking. So we had to find a couple of new guys to fill those spots. But yeah, it was always a good challenge coming up against the Envious boys in the sevens tournaments, because it was kind of like, for me, I was like shooting against guys I'd played with for so long, and that was really different. So yeah, but it was good because we had some really like tough matches, and as you know, the Simpson twins jumped on with Envious as well. So that was a star-studded lineup, and it was always good to play against them because it was, it brought the best out of you, and but still at the same time it was a little bit disappointing. But yeah, what do you do?
Yeah, no, it's I know how you feel. I was but the same sort of thing happened to my team. So but yeah, it was good that I never really thought of it like that. That I did get to play one season against them, and it was pretty hot then. Like it sort of spread the talent quite out across. Normally it was over on two teams in Sydney, but like having that third Sydney team, like it really spread the talent out a bit, and made for some interesting matchups.
Yeah, well, that's it. It was not just the same old people up the top. It was, sort of seeing a few different colours up the top on the top step. So that was always good. Yeah.
So then, how did Explicit sort of handle, after that loss of it's 3 players of a 5-man team's a pretty big chunk.
Yeah.
How did you guys go after that?
Yeah, well, that was I think that was probably I think Crispy played maybe one more. He went around one more year with us, and we sort of picked up a few guys here and there, but we always had we had a solid, I think it was probably 4 guys, which were always sort of there, and then we'd just pick up a couple of guys here and there, and we'd always sort of we'd bring over like Bobby Avilis to play with us. So he was always like, if he was available, he'd always be there on our team, which was awesome. Bobby's absolute legend. But yeah, it was kind of we'd just if we could get 5 guys together, we were happy. So which is kind of, in a 5-man team, it's not ideal, but we sort of I think that's what was the worst part about Explicit, was we never had a solid roster, a solid like 6 guys that would always show up every event, and we just we'd have to bond or gel with this new guy that was coming in, and Explicit sort of started going a bit south, which sucks, and then that was for about a year when that was happening, and then Crispy left. So Crispy, like, me and him have always been really good mates, and he paved my way a bit with paintball. So he thought it'd be nice to hand the team over to me. So he handed Explicit over to me, and I started running it, and recruited a few new players, and then we sort of it was kind of the same thing. We were always like we'd sort of get up to the top 4, but we were the best of the rest, I suppose you'd say. We were never really a guaranteed shoe-in to be on the podium. So that was really, really frustrating. Like you'd see these teams playing like SWAT and Envious and STK, and they're always up there. You could sort of guarantee that they'd be on the podium most of the time, but we were always fighting and fighting tooth and nail, and we'd just scrape in or something into finals, and then we'd end up 4th, and we'd walk away with a big paint bill, $1,000 paint bill each, and it was really what's the word, crushing, like demoralizing, I suppose you'd say. And I almost gave up, to be honest. I'd sort of put up with that for about 2 years, and I was ready to throw in the towel, and then I decided that was a couple more guys left, and so I was ready to go, ready to pack it up, and then I found Jake Mail-Baxter and Jared Baker and Sam Dwyer and those boys, and they all sort of they were all very committed, which was something I wasn't used to, and it was awesome. Like, we actually had a team that would show up, and Aaron McCauley was on there as well. We recruited him in, so we had that solid 5 that would just be there every time, be it training. We had 5 for training, and so we could actually work on stuff together. But the same sort of thing started happening again. Like, we could get some of the guys wouldn't be able to do the whole tournament, and we'd end up with four guys some days, and have to find another guy for 2 days of the tournament. But it seemed to be the Explicit curse, to be honest. So I was a bit devastated with that. But
no, it is it's a shame. I know. So I feel your pain. The guys, just getting people to turn up to training. It's nothing worse than, texting people all week, and then you got 6 guys who are going to turn up, and slowly the messages come in, and then next thing it's you're walking around asking people if you can jump on the field with them.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, it's hard, and especially like you've always sort of lived up the coast here, so for you to get to practice has been a bit of a hike.
Yeah, it's like an hour and 10-minute drive. It's new roads sort of bring it back down to 50 minutes odd, but it's still a bit of a hike. But when you're driving an hour down the freeway and you're not sure if you guys are actually going to show up or not, and then you get there and there's like 3 of you guys there, and every other team's there with 5 of theirs, and so you got to spread your guys out between the teams, or you got to find two ring-ins just to jump on with you every point. Yeah, it's not real. It doesn't keep the fire burning very hot, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
that's a shame.
It is.
I do remember like Jared Baker. He's a great guy, as we always say. But I was so happy when you guys picked him up, because he been a guy that had bounced around from team to team all the time, never really had a home. And when you guys picked him up, I was really happy.
Yeah.
He actually had like a pro team to play on for once.
Well, that's it. Me and Jared, we'd always shoot at each other. We'd never actually played on the same team, but we were really good mates, and like we'd never, we wouldn't hang out outside of paintball or anything, but at paintball, I always had a good chat to him and had respect for him, and I always thought he was the best player on every team that he was on. He was the best player, because he used to get on I don't know why nobody, like a decent team, didn't pick him up, because he's a great player, but he was always on the sort of the lower tier teams, and he'd always just stand out. Like I'd watch him and you'd be like, what? I'd be thinking, why isn't he on like one of the top teams? But the opportunity came along for me to dangle a bit of a carrot in front of his face, and I had to convince the other boys on the team that he'd be good for the team, and they were pretty against him to start with before we brought him on. To be honest, they were sort of trying to talk me out of it, but I stuck to me guns, and I got him on the team, and it's worked out well. So I'm stoked to have him on. He's been good for us. Yeah, no,
it's I was really happy. I remember when we were texting, and he told me, and I was like, oh, that's so good. He's finally found a team. Yeah, I was so happy.
He's been searching for so long, and he finally found a home.
But not long after that, you guys as Explicit had a bit of success as well.
Yeah, we went all right. We dug ourselves out of the hole, the slum we were in, and we got Bobby Avilas over and to play sevens with us, and he brought Johnny Greer with him. A couple of rounds we had. We've had a few different pros actually. We had Greg Sewers as well, and Keith DeVitt Jr. brought him over. We had a few of the boys over, and we got, I think we got a couple of podiums in sevens, but we started playing as a team. We started playing without any imports. We started playing NXL, the NXL series in New South Wales, and we were sort of, it was us and Envious, I guess you'd say, were the 2 top teams in there, and we'd always have some pretty ding-dong battles with those boys, and the Cartel boys as well. Sorry, they were up there as well. They'd come up from Victoria and play the New South Wales series, and we'd have some good fights with them. But we ended up the first NXL we sort of played, and we ended up second, I think, behind Envious, which was down in Victoria. We went down for the finals down there, and there was a couple of Malaysian teams that came over as well, and the Rascals.
Oh,
and
nice!
Then,
I've played against them a few times. They're a great team.
They're awesome, and they're good guys too. So we went down we played a full series of NXL in New South Wales and ended up second in the NXL in the New South Wales series, so that we qualified for the finals. So went down there, and the Envious boys were down there as well, and all the Cartel boys from Victoria, and as we said, the Rascals came over from Malaysia, and they're completely different team to play. Like, they're so different to Australian teams, which is so good. Like, it's like you're playing a completely different style of paintball. But that event, we started off really, really, really bad. We lost our first game. We had like gun issues and hopper issues, and we just didn't check the paint properly, so it caused a lot of issues with our guns, and we ended up losing the first two of our 7 games total, and that was to one team. I forget what they were called, the Avengers, I think they were called. So they were sort of like I suppose you'd say an amateur team.
Yeah. Okay.
And they flogged us. Yeah, they flogged us like 4-2, I think. So, and we were, I was ropeable. I was throwing hoppers around, and I think I got a couple of penalties off the refs ink crew down there. So I was really angry and not happy. But then we came up against Envious, and we lost against them as well. And then the next 5 games we turned it on, and we just went bang 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 and won all 5 games, and that got us into the finals for 1 and 2, position 1 and 2, and we're up against our friends again, the Envious boys, and it came down to, it was a 9-minute match, I think. So it was 9-minute match, race to 4, and it came down. It was 1-1, and then so the time was running out. There was about 20 seconds left in that match, and we decided to do a little bit of a push. I think we had a 3-on-2 situation, and they had a corner guy and a back centre, and we had 2 up the snake side and 1 in the back centre as well. So we decided to push really hard, and I think we ended up mutualing with one guy, and then another guy, one of theirs shot ours, and then our guy shot him. So there was 1 left on the field, and he's running for the buzzer, and the time went out. So the time ran out. So we missed it by probably 10 seconds, I guess. Like, we had another 10 seconds, we would have got the buzzer and won the game and won the series.
Yeah.
But not to be. So it went into overtime, 5 minutes overtime. And Envious wiped the floor with us in about probably 45 seconds. So so that was the end of that. That tourney went down the drain pretty quick, but but we were pretty.
That's a shame.
We're still pretty happy with the performance. So that was one to remember.
Yeah. No, missed it by that much. That's
missed it by that much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's I've always been just happy enough to make it to finals. I don't really care what happens after that.
Yeah, that's it.
First or second's all right, but I guess a trip to America is pretty good prize.
It is. Yeah, it would have been nice. We were pretty bummed on the way home, but once again, the old faithful Jared Baker, I started losing my shit in the pits at the boys, just saying what the hell is going on with the overtime point, and then he stopped me right there and then and just told us that we should be proud of what we've done, like how close we were to getting it done, and we shouldn't be upset at ourselves. And I sort of sat there and I thought about what he said, and I said, you know what, you're bloody right. We did pretty good. So if you look at it that way, we did all right against a team of superstars. So we should be happy.
Well, and the other thing about that is, like, you guys had to fight so hard to even just get to the finals as well. Like, you had to play a full series just to even get a spot to play in that final. So even just getting there was probably an achievement enough in itself.
Yeah. It definitely was. Yeah, when you put it like that, it's definitely makes it a bit easier to swallow.
So are you guys still contending for the NXL series? If things were going to plan this year, was that going to be your plan for the year?
Well, yeah, we were definitely, yeah. So that series then, that one was, I think, 2018. That one we were just talking about, but there was another one in between, 2019 series, which was it was envious weren't playing it because they won that previous series, which meant they would be in America the next year, which is 2019, at the time when the NXL finals were played. So they decided to not play the whole 2019 series, and so that, that left the door wide open for us. So we thought, we'll have a good dig at it, and we did. We grabbed a couple of the boys from Marauders to jump on with us, and I think we won every event in New South Wales that year. So last year, so we went in on top of the table and went back down to Victoria to try again. And there was a team down there called Ballistics Unit, the old Kiwi boys that decided to jump on the NXL train as well. So they were playing as well, and we love those boys. They've always been good mates of ours. So we ended up playing this whole final series down in Victoria. It was pretty much us and Ballistics Unit. We were both running hot, and it was kind of expected that we were going to be 1-2 in the finals, and sure enough, we were. And then a similar sort of situation happened. We ended up 1-1. It was 1-1 in the final, and there was about 28 seconds left on the clock for the last point. And one of our guys ran down the Dorito side, and he got hit from somewhere. He had a hit on his pack, and then the time ran out. So he's just standing there, and the refs came over to check us all, and the refs saw it, and they deemed it as a player with a hit on him advancing through the field. So because they didn't know when the hit happened, they presume it happened early in the point. So they pulled a red flag on us, and it's an instant reversal, and it gave Ballistics Unit the point and gave them the trip to America. So 2 out of 2, we got a bit shafted again. So we were really upset again, but that's the way that went down. So that sort of prompted me to that I started believing in the explicit curse. I really thought it was real. Yep. So I talked to the boys, and I said we've got to do something about this. So we ended up coming to a decision together of ditching the name Explicit. So we kept the team together, but we ditched the name, and we started a fresh team with a fresh name, fresh jerseys, which we haven't got yet because of COVID. Thanks, COVID. But this season we started fresh with East Coast Hawks, and that's that's our team now, the East Coast Hawks. And if we have a fun sort of tournament, we'll go in as the Plucka Ducks or the Plucka Ducks. So just to keep the East Coast Hawks as a New South Wales NXL team only.
Yep.
So that's what happened. And then this series this year we only played one event because as the COVID's stopped everything else. So we got one event in early this year, and we managed to bring a couple of the Envious boys over as well to jump on with us. So we've got a really solid lineup. So I think we've got about 9 guys we can choose from.
Awesome.
Which is awesome. So we're never going to be short of a team. So not like the last couple of years where we've been trying to scratch players together. So that's really comforting for me.
Yeah.
But,
it sounds like you've broken the curse already.
Yeah, I think we have. Because I told the boys going into the first event this year, I said, our goal is to not lose a point. like not just a match, not lose. I didn't want to lose a point, and round one NXL we did that, so we didn't lose a point. We skunked everyone 4-0, which was awesome.
Yeah.
So
That's great.
got the motivation back.
Yeah, awesome. Well, why don't we stick with that? You know, you mentioned Plucka Ducks, so you've played an event today. Why don't we you give us all a bit of a rundown about that? What event was it?
So it was the Ultimate Paintball down at Camden there. He's a old Peter Moss. He's a good bloke. He sponsors a charity in Kenya. So it's a charity. They send money over and they try and the place, unfortunately, over there in the lower tier people is riddled with disease and AIDS and all this stuff, and the kids are born with AIDS in their system, unfortunately. So he sponsors that, and he put on a charity cup, and a lot of the proceeds that he made out of his paint went to that charity. So it was a good one.
Yeah, awesome. So why don't you give us a bit of a rundown of just like the overview of the facilities at Ultimate down at Camden there.
Yeah, it's awesome. So he's got you drive in and there's the car park there, and you drive past the sup air field on the left, and it's just nice and irrigated field. It's got drainage around it, so it tries its best not to fill up with water in spots, and it does a pretty good job. So it's got he's got the pit set up. The rain lately has stopped him from doing a few things, but he's got a lot of plans for the tournament field in the pipeline, which is he's going to build like a crow's nest so viewers can stand up there and watch it from nice and high, so they can see everything that's going on. He's got 4,500 psi air fuel stations up there, so and it's running off a big tank down the bottom, so you can't hear the tank. It doesn't get in you. It's not a big tank pumping away in the background there. It's a long couple hundred meters away, so that's good. But he's got the setup is tents all around it, so you rock up and you just choose your own tent, and tables are there set ready to go, and you can see the whole field from where you sit, which is awesome. You can watch every game.
Nice.
So it's a nice field. So we'll definitely be trying to push a few more tournaments, get them out there so people can come and see it.
Yeah, and it's for those that don't know, it's the same field that runs the Sydney NXL as well. Is that right? Yeah,
so that's where the New South Wales NXL's held. So it's Sydney, New South Wales, same thing really.
Same thing, yeah.
Yeah, sorry mate.
Yeah, you're right.
So that's where it'll be held once we're allowed to play again. He's going to get it all up and running and do all those upgrades to the field. So it's going to be, one of the top fields in New South Wales for sure. I think he's got plans on setting up a training field as well, which is like really nice flat field and lush grass down the bottom, and it's right next to the pro shop. So there's he's going to have a training set up to every 2 weeks, so you can just go down there. The field will be set up, just jump on, buy your box of paint, and then go and grab a pie or a drink from the pro shop and watch everyone else go for it. It'll be awesome.
Yeah,
it'll be good.
No, it's cool.
Yeah.
So what was the event? So it was a 5-man race to sort of style.
Yeah, it was 5-man race to 4. So it was we had with the weather, a couple of teams pulled out, but because it was pissing down rain all day, so it was a bit wet for some people, unfortunately. But we still had 4 teams there, and it was kind of it was a bit of a fun event. It wasn't nothing too serious, but we all jumped on there and had a bit of fun, and it was we ended up coming away with the win actually, so that was good. He's got a big charity cup down there, so we get our name engraved on that. and he's going to do that once a year. So hopefully we can keep going and get it every year.
Yeah, awesome. No, that's cool. So was this the first year of it?
This is the first year of it, yeah. So
cool.
this is the first one. So yeah, in the books. Unfortunately, it was not real good times to have it, but with the COVID going on and all that, it's sort of a bit hard. But and then the rain impacted it as well. But yeah, it was still good fun. We loved it.
Yeah, and it's it's a bad time, but it's a good good time to get together and do something. For other people, I guess, like just to try and try and put all that negative stuff from COVID and that behind you, and just get out and play paintball.
Yeah, that's it.
Like
it was
rewarding day.
Yeah, that's it. Everyone was smiling and laughing today, so yeah, it's exactly what everyone needed, I think. It's kind of a what do you call it? Brings the best out of people and sort of gets me out of dark spots sometimes. So yeah, it's always good to do that.
Yeah, no, it's it sounds like it was when I saw it pop up, I was trying to make things happen to get down there, but just not to be this year. But yeah, it's just playing paintball for a good cause as well. It's it always helps. It's doing something bigger than than what we are.
Puts a smile on your face.
Yeah, because I guess not everyone paintball's a pretty luxury sport. It's pretty expensive, and I guess we're pretty lucky to be able to go and do it compared to what other people have to go
through. Unfortunately, no, you're spot on there, mate.
So I did see though the layout. I'm keen to hear about that. You guys played on the Montresor, in memory of Tim Montresor, his layout that he designed.
Yeah, man, that was a definite. Carly actually asked me. Carly, she runs the NXL there, so she was helping out there today as well. But she always asked me for advice on field layouts and what we should run and all that. And she asked me about that one, and she asked me what field I think we should use, and it was a no-brainer really. It was unfortunately, sad as it is. We lost old Timmy, so it was a no-brainer. We had to use his layout, and bit of a show a bit of respect to Tim, which sucks because he as you know, he was my teammate, so yeah, it kind of hit hard when we lost him. But that's we ran that field layout, and it's absolutely awesome. It's a good field layout. So if you get the chance to play on it, you should definitely do so.
Yeah, well, if having played on it, you got any tips for anyone? Is there any what kind of breakouts were you guys doing? What worked?
Well, we were doing some crazy stuff. So it's really it's a field you can go really hard off the break with. So you can put a couple of guys up the back and like spot shooters, a couple of turrets at the back, and shoot the lanes out wide, and then you can send 3 little scamperers through the middle, and they can go straight to the snake if they want. You can dive into snake one, like even I managed to run and gun to snake one today, and I think I'm 6'1" and close to 100 kilos. So yeah, if I can do it, anyone can do it. But yeah, it was a fast field. It was it had areas that you needed to think about before you went through, like, because if you go the wrong way, you can expose yourself to the Dorito side, but there was another way that you could go which wouldn't expose you to that side. So yeah, it was a really well thought out field by Tim, and it's probably one of the better fields I've ever played on. It's nice and aggressive. It was easily aggressive. So yeah, very good field.
No, that's it. You always want options. There's
nothing
worse than those cookie cutter fields with one breakout and that's it.
Yeah, well, that's it. Yeah, this one's got heaps. It's got lots of options, which is, yeah, as you said, that's the best. Options all over the place.
Yeah, cool. So
yeah,
nice. What would you give it out of 10? The overall event that you had down there, was it a good time?
Yeah. If, we lose 1 point for the weather, but that wasn't us. What that sort of can't really be helped. But all the guys that showed up were awesome. They're all committed paintballers. They're there to learn. So we were kind of the top team there, and these guys, there was guys coming up to us asking us for tips and stuff. So, we were happy to give them tips out, tell them what we saw on the field and how we'd play that and how we wouldn't play that. And yeah, so it was, it was awesome. It was, everyone was helping each other, and yeah, it was just a good fun event.
Yeah, awesome. No, that's cool. So, and is he planning on playing it like a yearly thing? Is that what it's going to be?
Yeah, so it'll be an annual charity cup. So he's going to do it. I don't know if this will be the date every year, but yeah, it'll be annual for sure. So there'll be one a year, and
nice.
Yeah, everyone's welcome.
Yeah, all right. We'll keep an eye on that one and
put it in the calendar.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
It's I know for me it's not too far to get down to Camden, so
come and have a good day of fun paintball, and yeah, you don't even have to run too much, so just sit in the back and shoot your gun.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah,
that's why we play.
That's it.
Cool. So before we wrap things up, Plucka, I'll just was there any one that you wanted to give a shout out to, or any sponsors while you've got the air?
Well, not really. We're not sponsored anymore, but yeah, we're sort of we're all freelance now. We don't really run with anyone, but I suppose I'll give a shout out to all my boys, and yeah, thank them for sticking with me, and also have to give a shout out to Jamie Angus and Nathan Jones for bringing me on the Eskimo Brothers as well. So they've given me a bit of a lifeline there for the Sevens events, which was awesome. So yeah, I wouldn't have a team to play with if those boys weren't around and didn't chuck me on one of the pro teams. So yeah, shout out to those boys. Yeah,
nice. It's it was good to see and coming away with second place in the only event of the Super 7 so far.
Yeah, that's it. The old Eskimos 1 and 2.
Yeah.
Second place for doing me with that one. Yeah, pity. It was a pity. It was Timmy's last event, but would have loved to play more with him. But yeah, it was a good way to send him off, I think.
Yeah.
Get a trophy for him.
Yeah, definitely. He's I know he's was always one to just be like one of the boys. Like he wasn't an import guy that came over and was like, oh, whatever. Like, he wanted to win for everyone, and he wanted to, he put his heart into the teams that he played on, and I know he took it to heart that he got second place with you guys. So
yeah, he was loving it.
Yeah,
it was, you're on the money there. He was one of the most genuine blokes I've ever met. So, and he just came over here to teach us everything he knew. Like, yeah, he's one of the coolest dudes you'd ever meet, old Timmy Montressa.
Yeah, no, that's it. And I guess we'll keep his memory alive by doing things like playing his field layout, but also I guess like the lessons that he's taught you every time you put him in.
Yeah,
put it into practice. You'll think of him.
That's it.
He's
He'll have
a lasting big lasting effect on the sport. He's I think just not even what he's done for Australian paintball, all the different countries he's travelled to and stuff. There's people all around the world he's helped and touched in one way. No, it's good. So just last question before we wrap things up. Was there someone that you could recommend for the show for me?
So as I said before, I reckon Jared Baker would be a good one. He's wealth of knowledge for any topic on paintball. So you could talk to him about anything. You could ask him one question and he'll talk for hours on it. So that might be someone you're looking for.
Yeah.
Either Jared Baker or give old Roger Hernandez a go. The Brazilian male model, we call him. He's one of the most beautiful master chefs in the world. You can ask him about that if you get him on the show.
Yeah, okay. I'll make a note of that. No worries. So, yeah, Roger, because like his name popped up doing the commentary last year. Is he, he's over here on holidays, or is he living over here?
No, he's here for good now. So he's
okay.
He's here to stay. So he's one of us now. He's not going back.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, we've got him forever.
Oh, it's good. It's well, now he's an Aussie. We can I can get him on the show.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, down under paintball. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
He qualifies.
Yeah, that's it. Oh, awesome. Oh, sweet. All right. We might wrap it up then. Plucka, thanks.
No worries.
Thanks so
Scotty.
much for jumping on and having a chat and letting us know about the event and all about yourself. I know you're a little bit hesitant to jump on when I first asked you. A bit worried you wouldn't have much to talk about, but here we are.
Yeah, here we are. 2 hours later.
Yeah, no, that's it. Cool.
Good stuff.
All right. Well, yeah, thanks a lot for joining us, and have a good rest of the weekend.
Yeah, you too, mate. Thanks heaps.
Right. Cheers.
See you, mate.
That is a wrap on another episode of Down Under Paintball. Thank you once again to Plucka for sitting down and having a chat. Yeah, as we just sort of talked about at the end there, Plucka, when I asked him to come on the show, he was very hesitant. He said, I don't really have much to talk about. But I think, all these guys that are out here, you just look at a tournament and all the players there on the field, like so many of them have done such amazing things that I think a lot of these humble people just don't really realise the great things that they've achieved and the great things that they've done in the sport. So Plucka did bring up the topic that is pretty close to my heart as well. So unfortunately with the sport of paintball, new teams get formed, players are always changing, and it is a tough time when you have to go to your mates, your team that you played with for years, you've shared all these experiences and this bond, and tell them, hey guys, I'm moving on. And unfortunately, if you want to make a career of paintball and it's something that you want to take seriously, this is something that's going to happen from time to time, and unfortunately it is just part of the sport. I know Plucka talked about how much it hurt him, and I was on the other end of it. I left a good group of guys to go and play on another team, and it was pretty crushing. It's hard to have that conversation, but I think if I can help in any way, the only thing I learned from that whole situation in my eyes was just make sure that it's something that's done as a team. That you sit down with everyone on the team and you just be straight up with them. Tell them what's happening, tell them you're leaving, or be accepting if the person is leaving. Then people have different levels of input into the sport. Some people want to try and make millions playing it, and other people are just out there to have fun with friends. So sometimes the options will come up for teams, and people will make different choices. So it's a really tough one, and it sucks to see teams fold. It sucks to see like a really good group of guys get split up, and let's hope that we just don't see too much of it in the future. So thank you everyone for joining me on this episode of Down Under Paintball. We'll see you next week.